A company loses rupees 50 lakhs not because their product was bad or they did not work hard. They lost it because they skipped one basic step which every student writes wrongly in their board exams every single year. By the end of this video, you will never make this mistake and stick around till minute because I am going to show 1 mark case study question that trips 70% of ISC student and you will solve it in 10 seconds. This is planning, chapter 1 of Principles of Management, and I want you to remember one line because if you remember only this, you already know 60% of the chapter. Planning is deciding in advance what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and who is going to do it. That's the whole chapter in one sentence. Now let's unpack it properly. Here's the plan for this video. And yes, I'm literally planning this video in advance, which is a little ironic given in the topic. 7 stops, meaning, characteristics, the process, importance, limitations, types of plans, which is the most exam important section. So don't skip it. And finally, we have quiz time where I give you real board exam questions and we solve them together. At every stop, there's a quick check question. Answer it before I reveal the solution. That's how it actually sticks in your memory instead of going in one ear and out the other. Meaning, quick question before I define it. When you are getting ready for a big exam, do you open the book first or do you first decide what to study, how to study it, when you will study and who's going to test you at the end? Your plan first. Everyone does. That's literally what planning is. Planning is thinking before doing. It's the process of setting objectives and deciding in advance the course of action to reach them. And it always answers 4 questions before a single bit of work starts. What, how, when, and who is going to do it. Here's the picture I want stuck in your head. Planning is a bridge. On one side is where you are now, on the other side is where you want to go. Planning is the bridge that connects the two. Nothing crosses that gap without it. Let's take a real example. A student wants 90% marks. Before opening a single book, they build a timetable, pick up which subjects need more hours, fix a daily study schedule. That decision in advance is planning. And because it comes before everything else, that is organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, planning is called the first function of management. Everything else waits for it. Alright, first check. Pause if you need to. Planning is described as which type of activity since it happens entirely inside the mind before any physical work begins. Look into the answer, a mental exercise. It is because planning is deciding in advance. It demands foresight, imagination, and sound judgment, which makes it fundamentally a mental exercise performed before any action starts. Let's now look into the characteristics. 6 features that make planning. I will give you a memory trick at the end, so don't zone out. Number 1. Goal-oriented. It always begins with and aims at achieving objectives. Number 2. Primary function. It comes first. Organizing, staffing, and control all follow it. Pervasive. That is, it is done at every level, be it top, middle, and lower management. Even a shop floor supervisor plans their shift. Continuous. That is, plans are made, revised, and remade. It never truly ends. Futuristic. It looks ahead, prepares for what's coming. And a mental exercise. Again, foresight, imagination, judgment. A quick mnemonic. Good planners predict change fast mentally. Silly sentence. but you will remember it walking into the examination hall. Now, which characteristic of planning means it is carried out at every level of management, top, middle, and lower? The correct answer is pervasive. Pervasiveness means planning is not confined to top management. Every level plans within its own area of responsibility. Now, here's a section examiners love turning into case studies. That's the planning process. Think of it like a recipe. Skip a step and the dish fails. 7 steps in order. Number 1. Setting objectives. Fix a clear, measurable goal. Next, develop premises, that is, to make assumptions about the future environment. Then list alternatives, that is, identifying every possible way to reach the goal. Then comes evaluating options, that is, weigh the pros, cons, cost, and risk of each. Then comes to select the best one, that is, choose the most feasible, profitable option. Now implement the plan, that is, put it into real action. And lastly, do the follow-up, that is, monitor results, correct where needed. Example, to raise sales by 20%, a firm sets the target, assumes demand will rise, lists options like ads, discounts, new outlets, etc., then picks the best, launches it, then tracks monthly sales. In the planning process, which step comes immediately after developing premises? And the correct answer is listing alternatives. The sequence runs: set objectives, develop premises, list alternatives, evaluate options, select the best, then implement and do the follow-up. Why does any of this matter? Let us look into 6 reasons as importance of planning. The first says to provide direction. Everyone knows where the organization is heading. Its effort is consistent till the end. Followed by reducing uncertainty. That is, looking ahead helps managers handle risk. Followed by cuts, waste, and overlap. That means coordinated activity removes duplicated efforts. Followed by promoting innovation. Thinking ahead sparks new ideas. Then comes aids decision making, that is, it helps clear goals, make choices easier. And lastly, it is the basis for control, that is, plans set the standard that actual results get checked against. Notice something? Every single benefit exists because planning happens before action. Take away the word before and you lose all 6. Now, a firm coordinates activities in advance, so departments don't duplicate each other's work. Which benefit of planning does this describe? The correct answer is cuts, waste, and overlap, because coordinated, pre-decided activity removes duplication of effort. Exactly what cuts, waste, and overlap refers to. Now let us come to the part which most students forget to mention in exams and costs them easy marks. That is, the 6 real drawbacks or limitations. Number 1, leads to rigidity. Planning leads to rigidity as fixed plans can make managers inflexible. Fails in dynamic settings because fast changing markets can outdate even a good plan. Reduces creativity as following a set plan can discourage fresh thinking. Involves huge cost, that is, research, forecasting, expert advice, none of it is free. Consumes time, that is, detailed planning can delay quick action when speed actually matters. And lastly, there's no guarantee of success. A well-made plan can still fail due to events nobody saw coming. Now, a company's 5-year plan becomes outdated within months due to a sudden market disruption. This illustrates which limitation? Yes, the correct answer fails in dynamic settings because rapidly changing environments can make even a well-made plan obsolete. The limitation known as fails in dynamic settings. Alright, deep breath because this next section is where 80% of the marks in this chapter actually live, and it's also where students get most confused. So I'm not just going to define these, I'm going to give you a real example for every single type, the way I would explain it to a friend, not a textbook. Plans are split into two big families: standing plans, which are made once but used again and again, and single-use plans, which are made for one specific purpose, then done. Let's go one by one. Objectives: the end results you are aiming for, the basis of all planning. Real example: say Zomato sets a goal, increase market share by 15% this year. That's an objective which is clear, measurable, and time bound. Next, policy: a general guideline for decision making, not a strict order. Real example: say TCS has a policy and we always promote from within the company. It does not say exactly who gets promoted or when. It just guides the thinking of every manager making that call. Moving on to the next type is procedure, the exact step-by-step sequence to complete a task. Let's take a real example. Think how the Swiggy processes your order. Restaurant confirms, food is prepared, a delivery partner is assigned, pickup is done and delivered. That is, they ask for the feedback last. Fixed order every time. So that's a procedure. Next type is method. How you do one single step of that procedure. The real example taken is within training a new delivery partner. Do you train them on the job, riding along with a senior partner, or in a classroom session first? That's a method, the how of one step. Next is rule. A strict do or don't, zero flexibility. Say, suppose, no smoking inside the factory. So, no discretion, no exceptions, no interpretation is needed. A rule is a rule. Program: a full one-time project combining objectives, policies, procedures, and resources. Real examples such as when a company like Maggie launches a brand new flavor, that entire launch from research and development to marketing to distribution is one single use program. Next is budget. A plan expressed purely in numbers. Real example is a company allocating a 10 lakh rupee cash budget for the next quarter. Planning and control both in one number. Next we have strategy. The master long-term game plan responding to competition. Let's take a real example of Jio. Jio entered the telecom market with dirt cheap data. Airtel and Vodafone had to build a strategy to respond, cutting prices, changing plans. That's strategy. Long-term, competitor-aware, big picture. Here's the one-line examiners are obsessed with. Strategy is the most comprehensive of all standing plans because it's long-term and organization-wide. It sort of sits above all the others. Let's cover the previous year questions and multiple choice questions and board questions in the next video. And most importantly, quick recap of this chapter in short in the next video. Do subscribe to Don't Miss My channel. I will give you 100% important questions going to come in your upcoming boards, as I have prepared the analysis of the previous question. So do subscribe and like the video.